It's alright, no, I'm listening to you.
If Allah did have a son, would you worship him?
Allah doesn't have a son. I don't deal in hypotheticals.
No, but I've got a Quran verse to back it up. I'm not claiming the Quran says he is a son.
Right.
I'm saying if.
No, but the Quran doesn't give that hypothetical either.
Quran 43:81 says, if the most merciful had a son, I will be the first of his worshippers. So it's claiming if he did have a son, he should be worshipped.
43:81.
So according to the Quran, the Son of God should be worshipped.
So I would normally agree with you that hypotheticals shouldn't be discussed because you get in some weird places when you do that. But if the Quran said it, then maybe it's a bit more valid.
What's it trying to deny?
No, that's the thing.
Jesus isn't
No, see, look.
It's denying something, isn't it?
No, but the thing is, you finish the verse. Finish the verse, right? He's actually giving you the hypothetical and saying it's not actually a hypothetical in the same verse.
Can you read it? I'm not claiming it is, he's saying if.
Look, he says, قال إن كان للرحمن ولدا فإن الجبل لعبد. العبادي, okay?
No, I mean, I don't know what that means.
That's why I always say to Christians, if you want to critique the Quran, learn Arabic.
But do you not see why that in itself is very... Because how many people on this planet speak Arabic?
Yeah.
So now I have to believe in a religion that I can never fully understand, and 95% of the planet can never.
That's not true. I'm saying if you want to critique the
To
Quran...
believe in something, I have to be able to critique it. And I can't critique Islam.
No, you
because I
can't
don't-
critique Islam.
You just said I can't.
No, you can't. No, I'm saying if you want to critique it like in detail, then yes, you do need the Arabic language, right?
Then really you should always learn Arabic before you become a Muslim.
But how are we all
No.
supposed to...
Well, if you want to know if it's true, right? You want to critique it to know if it's true.
And
Sorry, go on, mate.
and
Don't
in
want
these
to interrupt you.
translations we read, are they translated by
But
scholars?
look, 43
Yeah,
to 2,
yeah.
it goes on and says, glorified is the Lord of the heavens and the earth, the Lord far above what they claim, right? So it's refuting it immediately.
Well,
we know that.
I don't think
so
so.
this is the point
He
is,
still didn't answer my question. If Allah had a son, would you worship?
So he's saying it is a hypothetical. Like he does give the answer. He does give the answer and say no, it isn't. But he's saying that he does introduce it as a hypothetical.
no, it's actually, it's not a hypothetical. What is happening in this scenario, in this situation, is that show them
If he is the son of
that
God,
this
he
is
should be
absurd.
worshipped. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So say to them,
Yeah.
if he had a son,
And that would be absurd.
I'd be the first to worship him. But
Yeah.
this is an absurd
Right.
claim.
But it's a
So
hypothetical.
It's telling them to show them that their hypothetical is horrible.
Right. But he used a hypothetical to illustrate that.
To refute.
So is it fair then for him to ask? Well, if Allah uses a hypothetical, can he ask a hypothetical?
No.
It's telling Muhammad
I
to
see this.
say this, isn't it? Allah's telling Muhammad to say this, isn't it?
So he's saying to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
If he did have a son, he should be worshipped.
So look at the previous.
Oh, so, well, I mean, Muhammad had no problem with hypotheticals as an argument.
Look at this.
In which case, I think it's valid for you to ask
No,
it.
look at the way that Allah is
So the
addressing it.
answer
Look, he
should
says,
be yes, you would worship.
so he actually starts. So he starts actually in.
Well, you're just going to say it's denying he's the son of God.
Yeah, which
That was,
yeah,
we know
that. That's,
We know Allah's denying he's got a son. That's why I said if.
So he actually starts in verse 74, right? So he says, "Indeed, the wicked will be in the torments of hellfire forever. It will be never lightened for them, and there they will be overwhelmed with despair. We did not wrong them, but it was they who were the wrongdoers."
hey, man.
I was looking. I struggled to get this hadith where Muhammad said the sun sets under the muddy pool or whatever. I don't know the keyword. Do you know the keyword?
I probably don't either. But so you're going to a hadith about it, not the Quran about it.
No, not the Quran about
So you want to
it.
know the hadith? I don't know off the top of my head, I'm afraid.
The boy here was just, you know how that muddy pool does not mean muddy pool. I said, what does the Prophet say by himself? He said, so I wanted to just show him that, shut him up, but
Can't find it. Yeah, you can never find it when you need it.
I tell you, man, it was
Yeah,
frustrating.
yeah, it can be. I think just go on Sunnah.com and try different. Yeah, and you tried it.
I tried
Yeah.
sunset. under the throne of Allah.
That doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Because I have some that are stored in a list that I have, but that's not one of them. So I can't get it that way.
I've been
But-
storing them over the period.
But you
But
still use the hypothetical.
even if I'm talking, I can't even pull down to look for it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that makes sense, man. No worries. God bless you, man.
He's mocking it through a hypothetical.
What? But I thought we agreed it was
You
hypothetical.
can't just say a hypothetical is when you're
I agree he's mocking
No,
it,
but
but he's mocking it with a
no, but
hypothetical.
a hypothetical scenario is something that you would take seriously. Yes,
No?
yes.
Okay, I'll give you an example. If
Yeah.
someone says, I believe in a God,
No, because
and
then
I
that's an
use
argument.
a hypothetical
But
to
no,
mock
because
them and
no,
said,
hypothetical
if I
is just
believe
an
in the
argument.
flying
No,
spaghetti
no.
God in
No.
space, I've still used a hypothetical to mock them.
No, a hypothetical, right, is used in an argumentation. That's taken seriously. When
Where
you're
have you got
using
that from?
a spaghetti monster, you're actually mocking someone.
But I've
You're
used
not.
a hypothetical.
No, you're not using a hypothetical. You're using something that you know is not true, right? That you know
that's-
for a fact.
Still fine though. You can still use something you know not true as hypothetical. That's fine.
No, because a hypothetical is something that can be true.
Well, to illustrate its point. So if he brings up the flying spaghetti monster, he doesn't believe in the flying spaghetti monster, but he's using it to illustrate
No,
a
see,
bigger
like,
picture. Yeah.
To successfully argue a hypothetical, you'd have to believe that the hypothetical is a possible outcome of some sort.
No, I don't think you do have to. It's to illustrate an idea. So, for example, in this case,
And,
if he did have a son,
no, a real
would
idea.
you worship
A
him?
real idea, not-
So
not
that's
something
he's not saying that's true. He's just saying hypothetically, in another world, if that were the case, would you worship him? And given that Allah argues in that way with
No,
Muhammad,
he doesn't argue.
But
He's
he-
not arguing here at all. He's mocking your belief of this idea that God has a son. He's mocking it.
but that's-
the God of the heavens and the earth is mocking
wait,
this
I
belief.
agree that he's mocking it, but that doesn't mean he's not using a hypothetical. It seems quite clear. I don't know what. I would just accept he's using a hypothetical. Sometimes it's bad to argue for things
I
when
don't understand.
you.
Why is it you don't want to accept he's using a hypothetical?
Because it
What's-
doesn't fall under what a hypothetical is.
No.
Used in argumentation. Because the thing is, in the Quran,
What's the verse?
you're thinking it's been used as an argument, which it's
Say it again.
It's not being used as an argument.
I agree he's mocking.
Right, so it's not even an argument to be
Okay,
had.
but I don't see why a
hypotheticals are used in argumentation.
Okay, so
right
now for me to understand,
No,
where
but
have you got this idea?
No,
about
but this is the thing.
hypotheticals?
Hypotheticals are used in argumentation.
Or just to make a point. Yeah.
No.
But where, okay, so you're
When
saying
you make
where
a point,
are you getting
when are you making a point? When are you making a point?
Okay.
Do you make a point just without an argument? No, you're making an argument.
Right. Murder. Well, yeah. To make a point. My
Right,
point
so
is
you're making
murder
a
is
point.
wrong. Hypothetically, if someone came and killed you, that would be
Right,
wrong.
see, but you're making
Murder
an
is wrong. That's a point.
but
I'm
you're
not arguing
making
with
an
anyone.
argument. No, but your argument is that murder is wrong.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
So
You have to
argument
understand-
is synonymous
you have
with
to
making a
understand
point.
what hypothetical is. The reason why I'm rejecting it as a hypothetical is because the context is not in the context of an argument. The context is in the context of mockery. And when it's just solely mockery without an argumentation, it cannot be called a hypothetical.
Okay, but I'm
because
asking where- so I wanna
a
understand
hypothetical scenario is presented in an argument.
And where does that
or
rule
a
come?
discussion.
Where have you got this idea about hypothetical? I'm actually interested now. Where have you? Are you just saying this, or have you got that from somewhere? Do you
No,
have a
this is
definition?
just simple. This is just simply how it is
But simply how it is from where?
in terms of how people speak. When do people use hypothetical? Name me one time outside of
You're making a point.
one time outside of making an argument.
I just told you when I'm.
But
making-
you already
making a-
wait.
Every
You
time someone makes a point,
Yeah.
they're doing it in an argument.
you
I'm
think
saying-
that
I'm
making
saying
a
name
point
me
is
one
an
time
argument. That's what you think.
I can use a hypothetical to
outside of an argument.
But you think an
Outside of
argument
an
is to make a point. Like if I
It's
get
always.
right, if I okay.
Because
Well,
you
I'm not
wouldn't-
arguing
you
with
wouldn't-
anyone.
you
I'm just
wouldn't-
saying it.
No, but when I say argument, as
Yeah.
in, obviously not like a aggressive argument. So just making your case. So if you
Right.
make your case, then you want to make a point, then you would use a hypothetical to make that point, right? So it's still within the context of making your argument or your position.
Your point,
I'm
just to make a point.
saying-
Yeah.
Give me an example of a hypothetical that is used outside of that. You won't be able to.
Right, but he is making a point here, right?
No, it's just mocking.
No, he's made a point. He's saying if I had a son, I would worship him.
No, it's not.
That is still a point.
No, he's mocking. It's
Okay,
not.
but he's mocking.
No,
but there's
he's
still a
not
point
making-
there,
he's not
right?
making a
Because the
point.
point is, he's saying if he did have a son, he would worship. That's still a point.
No, that's not the point. That's not the point. He's not claiming this at all.
Also, there's no problem with mockery. Like, you can make a point and use what's the word we've been using? This kind of way of doing it. Hypothetical. There's no problem with that.
What I said to you, because you're asking me how am I getting this idea of hypothetical, this is what I'm saying to you. If there was another way, what do you call it? Then you would be able to demonstrate.
With the spaghetti monster.
No, because you're still using that in the context of an argument. I'm saying use a hypothetical outside the context of an argument.
If I'm giving you a scenario, hypothetically, would you rather be the king of Mars, or would you rather own the Earth?
Yeah, that's
It's not an argument. I'm still giving you a hypothetical.
That's a good point. Yeah.
so hypothetical like that.
But I just demonstrated it.
I think you're arguing for the sake of arguing, because I actually think you know this is a
I think you just
hypothetical.
realised then because I just gave you.
I did. I didn't give an answer.
Is that a hypothetical? What I just said?
I wouldn't say so.
But
Just-
how?
Because it's not realistic. A hypothetical,
But hypotheticals don't have to be realistic. Who said they had to be realistic?
they would have to be. Yeah.
Why?
Because when they're not
Wait, so it's realistic for Allah to have a son?
Because when they
Actually, yeah.
no,
Hold on.
well that's why I said they have to be realistic, right? Because when you're not given a realistic hypothetical, that's when it becomes mockery.
And who defines realistic? Your narrative.
No, which is what it's objective, right? It's objectively true.
So I'm
true that
saying,
you can't.
how can you ever define a hypothetical then? Because what is
A hypothetical
realistic?
has to be possible
Wait,
to be
wait.
used correctly.
You could be the king
To
of
be
Mars.
used, no, you can't.
Why not?
No, it doesn't have to be possible.
And it doesn't have to be realistic. I don't know
It's
where
not possible for Allah to have a son.
It's not.
that-
Right.
It's not
So,
possible to follow
so you
that.
can use a hyper. I keep forgetting that word now.
Yeah, unrealistic hypothetical.
Yeah, you can, of course. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not.
Just say yes. It's a
I'm not saying it's not
hypothetical.
The thing is, every time you try and say, "Oh, that I'm," using
I don't
it
know
in
where
that
you've got
context.
this idea that a hypothetical has to be realistic.
I don't know either. I've never heard that in my life.
If you're right, I'm willing to concede. I have not heard of this before because in most cases, most hypotheticals I hear just aren't realistic.
But they're given in a sense of mockery. You're thinking of it as hypothetical
Yeah, but
because it's
Where are you
if
getting
this,
that?
if that.
Where are you getting that hypothetical can't be used in mockery?
Yeah. See, look, even what do you call it? A hypothetical proposition or statement. Official. So basically, it's always used to make an argument. Always.
But he
Because
gave an example where it wasn't an
because the
argument.
definitions are in philosophy and logic.
Can we see
Right.
the definition?
So if you go, it's always under philosophy and logic.
Okay.
So you're actually always making an argument.
Okay, where does it say have to
It doesn't
be
fall
realistic?
into.
Well,
it doesn't
philosophy
fall into-
and logic
because
doesn't
when
mean an
you're-
argument,
because
like
when
in
you're
the sense of like a
discussing
debate
logic and
or
philosophy,
yeah.
You're making realistic arguments. You're not making made
That
up shit.
definition doesn't say it has to be realistic.
No, well, what is
And in
philosophy? Philosophy
I
and
would say
logic.
they use a lot of abstract concepts.
No, these
wouldn't be
abstract, no,
deemed to be
abstract, no, these concepts are actually realistic. They actually give premises, right? That are plausible, right? And then they filter through it.
Where did you get the philosophy bit from?
No, it's just up there, isn't it? It's like see definitions of philosophy and logic. So we actually show you like click on philosophy
Right,
based
but
on a serving, so it gives you both.
we can also just use all.
Yeah, but that gives you just both, right?
Well, it gives based on serving as a hypothesis. Let us take a hypothetical case. Supposed but not necessarily real or true.
No, but when
Wait,
you're
what does it
using
say? Does it have to be-
But the definitions-
Supposed but not necessarily real or true.
There you go. So it doesn't have to be realistic. To not be real is not
Supposed but not
realistic.
necessarily real or true.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be realistic.
No, but the hypothetical 10th planet, is that realistic?
No, but it
Yeah.
just said it doesn't have to be.
No,
It
but that's a
says-
bad example, right?
What?
That's a bad
That's the
example.
But this
Because
is-
no, because could there be a 10th planet? Yeah.
But I think you are arguing ad infinitum.
I don't know why you don't want Allah to be able to
Use hypotheticals. I don't think there's a problem with
I'm
that.
Sure you have a
No,
reason.
I don't mind that. Allah can use any argument he
But
likes.
you just saw in the
I'm just
definition
saying
that it said it didn't have to be real.
necessarily real or true.
So-
yes, that's what it says.
My hypothetical was a hypothetical. You said it wasn't realistic, but a hypothetical doesn't have to be realistic.
Yeah, but what's the example? The thing is, the example that they gave, right, is what do you call it? Let's say hypothetically, there's a 10th planet. hypothetically there could be a 10th planet. That is a legitimate possibility.
Could be a what, sorry?
10th planet. That is a legitimate possibility. This is why when people like when we speak to atheists and they bring out the spaghetti monster, we just stop taking them seriously. It's not because they're presenting a hypothetical. It's because we understand it as a mockery.
I'm not an atheist, so I'm not fine.
I said when we.
Yeah, okay, I'm just.
Right, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how we perceive it.
But going back, I'm just going to end on this. You said it
Yeah, I
didn't
mean,
have
that's
to be
because
realistic.
it's going to go on forever.
I think it does, sorry, but the definition shows
So
it
it says
does.
that,
Do you
yeah,
agree?
yeah.
That's what it says. Yeah, but the example it gives.
Well,
So let's leave it at that then. I think we'll just go back.
yeah, we're going to go right.
That's why I was asking at
in
the
that,
beginning.
in that verse. Anyway, in that verse.
I'll leave that to
He's
you.
not-
I just wanted to. Yeah,
That's all right, no worries.
Anyway, in that verse, he's what do you call it? He's making a mockery of the belief.
That's fine. Yeah, yeah. We absolutely see that. Yeah, no worries about that. All right, I'm going to go somewhere and walk because my feet are killing me from standing up for so long.
Thanks for that, anyway.
But yeah, that's what's up.